And now, Talking Boys with the Boys.
And the only thing else I gotta say is, how about this Cowboys?
Cowboys familiar. What's up? This is another weekly episode of Talking Boys with the Boys. Season 2, episode 12. As always, I got my gang with me. The panel of homies. What's up, y'all?
Hey.
Man. Look, man, we have a ton of shit to discuss tonight. The dub against the Commanders, but mostly, man, this next game, which I think is going to be a test, fellas, a true barometer, because pressure busts pipes, right? And we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see what this team does, especially on offense. But I think we all can agree here that this defense will travel, fellas. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think?
Defense travels for sure.
Hell yeah!
And I have more faith in our defense now than I've had in a long time.
Hey, man, it's
100%.
It's going to be glorious, dog. It's going to be glorious. But first, man, in Mark D's absence tonight, he's doing the family thing, everybody. I'm going to hit y'all with some practice and injury updates this week. Cowboys cornerback Jordan Lewis missed Sunday's game with a groin issue. He felt a muscle tighten in pregame warmups, and it didn't loosen up. He says, I'm glad it was nothing major, and he's hopeful to face the Rams on Sunday. Also, Coach Mike McCarthy, I was going to say Mark McCarthy, Mike McCarthy said that rookie tight end Jake Ferguson with a knee, who missed practice on Wednesday, will again work with the director of rehabilitation, Britt Brown, to begin practice, but he's expected to join the team on the main field. Also, linebacker Damon Clark, a rookie 5th-round pick from LSU, is practicing for the first time in his career, man. He had the spinal fusion in March. Clark is now on a 21-day practice window during which he can be activated from the NFI list, man. So that's something big, man. I can't wait for the young man to join this team, man. I think he's giving the linebacker group some depth, man. He's going to be something special. If he can come in and do what he did in LSU, man, and it's one of those guys, another off-ball linebacker guy, another Quinn special kind of guy, man. But moving on, man. Yeah, J-Ron Curse.
It's a huge surprise because remember we were talking about him not coming off the list till like the second half of the season.
Yeah. Facts.
Or it all, right?
Or it all. Yeah, because we were like, this is going to be a red shirt.
So I'm thinking like, I'm glad. I am happy for him. But what sped that up? Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy because we did mention either, like you said, the back half of of this season or a red shirt year for him, man. But man, I'm glad I'm glad the window opened up for him, man, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch that kid get on the field, and hopefully he can go back to form and what we saw coming out of LSU, man. But also, man, safety Jerron Curse was a full participant in practice. And I believe that's his first practice since week 1, man. This safety room is about to be crazy, dog. He said the 3-headed monster, man. I can't wait to see that either, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be fun, especially this Sunday against the Rams. Lastly, man, CeeDee Lamb. He was seen on bands today. He didn't practice due to a groin issue, is what they said. Lamb said he was fine, though, and he didn't participate because his GPS numbers were too high from the previous day. So obviously, it's a rest day, conditioning day for number 88, man. So yeah, that was a big thing there because I know that was going around on social media and people were like, oh shit, what happened? Why isn't he participating? But yeah, man, I think like he said, numbers were high, too high from the previous day. So I'm glad they're kind of just one of those conditioning things, like I said, man. But let's jump into it, fellas, man. You already know, man, I don't want to harp on the win too much because the Commanders are who we thought they were. So let's get
trash.
Trash.
Hey, the big bag of basura, right, dog? That shit,
Hey, that was funny, man.
That meme was funny,
that.
bro. They came out in them new black unis. Hey, them hoes were they were hard though, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Fool. I was like, man, dog. I was like, man, but yeah, dude, that meme was absolutely hilarious, man. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to harp on it too much, man. But I do want to get a quick recap, dog, and I want you to tell me one thing you like and one thing you didn't like about the Washington win that can impact the game against LA this Sunday.
Well, one thing I liked for sure was the continued good, efficient, turnover-free play of Cooper Rush, because we talked about this defensive line that was coming in for the Commanders.
Yeah.
And the things that they could do, the two Alabama boys in the middle, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. Cowboys did give up one sack, but against that defensive front, one sack is a win. And
hey, we're gonna need that this Sunday.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I really like the way Cooper Rush continues to play. He continues to surprise us. He continues to show us that he is a capable backup in this league.
Absolutely.
But people
hold on, rewind that again, Mario. Rewind that again. A capable what?
He is a capable backup in this league, people. Stop saying
Bingo.
He's better than Dak Prescott. He is not. He is not better than Dak Prescott. He's averaging like 215 yards a game. Come on.
Yes, man. Yes,
y'all need to get off of that.
Right. Absolutely. I'll backdoor you real quick on that, man, because I share the same sentiments, man. And I made a video for my boys over there in Canada the other night while I was walking, man. Send it to them, man. I know they used it and whatnot, but I told them, man, I said, Rush is seeing a lot of single high safety looks while Dak sees the cover 2 shell, the cover 3, man, where you get a lot of them linebackers falling back in the flats. On a cover 3, you see that middle linebacker go to the deep route, man. So they look, man, they aren't afraid of Rush carving them up, dog. No defenses. They're not sitting there like, man, Rush is going to carve us up, man. But he also, something that needs to be mentioned there is Rush has the luxury of having max protection. And that's something that we're missing. That's why you see a lot of 2 tight end sets. That's why you see an extra lineman come in, man. They're protecting this guy, man. And which you know, they're not playing a soft box on this guy, man. They're making sure that TP and Zeke ain't getting off, and that Commanders did a hell of a job, dog. I mean, Zeke did really well, man, in the run game. I mean, he got them dirty yards. He didn't really pop for nothing, so nothing too big, you know what I'm saying? And Tony kind of disappeared too, but that's the what's his name? Del Rio, right? Is it Del Rio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Del Rio. I mean,
I believe he's still there.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator, man. I think he did a hell of a job taking TP out the game, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But for all y'all talking crazy, trying to say this is Rush's team, and we should do something with Dak. Look, he's not Dak is a superior athlete. Dak is got a better arm. Dak's got better leadership. Dak's got better accuracy. I don't care what you say. There's no way to splice it, man. You've seen it. It's tried and proven, man. I mean, this guy, he is QB1, man. So, you know what I mean? It's proven. Dreezy?
Well, y'all expanded on Cooper Rush, which he does deserve praise. I want to focus on this defense, because this defense for the third week in a row has come out and shown the league why, if you don't want to call them the best, cool, I'm going to disagree, but God damn it, you better say they're at least top 3.
Ooh,
right?
Yes.
Because our pass rush gets after the quarterback. Our defense creates turnovers. They got 2 picks this week. And I know everyone says, well, it's Carson Wentz. He's always going to throw picks.
Yeah.
Dog, I don't care.
Yeah.
We got 2 interceptions.
Thanks, dog.
Like, we continue to sack the quarterback, pressure the quarterback, hurry the quarterback. Our defense is in their face every week.
Yes.
Guess what? And this week we got who coming up? Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
We just seen his offensive line. That's kind of in shambles. Give up 7 sacks to the Niners. You can sit here and tell me we can't get a Stafford at least 4 or 5 times. And then what did I tweet the other day? Stafford, 2 things going to happen. He's going to get rattled. He's going to either get sacked or he's going to throw up them picks.
That's right.
Because I don't care about that Super Bowl he won. Stafford is still a pick throwing machine. We all saw. I mean, we all saw it in Detroit. I ain't lying.
Yeah.
He's still the same quarterback, just with the ring now.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. But I'll backdoor you real quick, man, because in 4 games, the Cowboys defense, and it's crazy to say this, but they've been holding teams to just 200 passing yards, bro, and under 20 points per game. So this defense, right? And I just want to take it back to Cooper Rush real quick, man. He said it today, man. If it wasn't for this defense, man, and that's my issue with the whole debate as well, is they're creating this narrative like Cooper's playing at this high level of quarterback at sea, so that he's just driving down the field on guys and he's unstoppable. No, man, this defense deserves all the praise in this 3-game winning streak, man. They are playing fucking lights out, dog. Lights out, dog. If you are on any passing down that you're doing, dog, you're done. You're done skis, man. They're creating pressure from everywhere. It's crazy, bro.
Dan Orlovsky, noted Cowboy hater, word for word, said on ESPN.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? Because he was talking about Mahomes. I think he said, I forgot the second thing he said. He's like, the 3rd safest play right now in the league is the Cowboys defense. They're like, well, explain. He's like, well, Micah Parsons, if you're in an obvious passing situation, he's like, you got no shot. You got no shot. I don't care who you are. You got no shot against this defense in a passing down.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Dan. I see.
I see you, Dan.
Isn't it funny that it took a Dak Prescott injury to finally get these analysts to turn the page, man. You got Orlovsky supporting us. You got Stephen A.
Stephen A. I saw that today.
His power rankings, he has the Cowboys at number 5.
Yeah.
So it's like, so are they really Cowboy haters or are they Dak haters? What's going on here?
They're Dak haters, man, and they're somewhat Cowboy haters. But yeah, I heard the same thing with Stephen A. as well, man. You know, I don't watch them shows, man, and talking heads like that. But he did say they asked him about who would you rather take, Micah or Aaron Donald, and he was just like Micah. He was just like, I'm taking Micah because they both do the same thing at the line. The only difference is Micah can cover you downfield, man. And he was like, and he's super fast. So he was like, you give me that, man, that guy's on a whole nother level. He said nothing discrediting Aaron Donald. He's been doing it in the league for, 5 years or whatever he's been here. But he was like, he's, Micah's that dude right now. So yeah, man, they're taking notice, man. You know what I'm saying?
They got a lot out of Stephen A. today, because they also asked him if he was ever eating ass, and he said no. and then they asked him if he's ever gotten his ass eaten. He said that's nobody's business.
You were talking about that?
Yeah. On Twitter. It wasn't on the show. It was on Twitter.
Oh, I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
And Molly just sitting there all quiet, like.
Yeah. But hey, man. One thing that I did like from the game, man, is Michael Gallup coming back, and with Michael Gallup's presence on the field on the sideline. In pads, man, I think that really helped CeeDee Lamb's mental, man. He looked good out there, man, and I think that's something that I want to see going forward, man. And like I said, man, it was last week. I think it was kind of hard for the guy, man. You know what I mean? Trying to take on the whole thing, knowing that it was on him. He's still young. He's still he's the youngest, if I'm not mistaken, the youngest wide receiver in the room. So that's hard, man. That's hard on his back. You know what I'm saying? It's just like overdoing. I have to do this. I have to do that. But I'm glad that the return of Michael Gallup kind of set him free, so to speak. So that's something that I think carries over, man. One thing, real quick, man, before Mario, I know Mario didn't get to his man. I'm sorry about that, but while I'm rambling right now, one thing that I hope that doesn't carry over, man, is the guard carousel, man. I mean, it's either going to be McGovern or it's going to be Jason Peters. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're really trying to ramp up Jason Peters to game speed. He's a future Hall of Famer, so I don't know why he's going in and out, man. I think he's ready to go. It's just weird to me. And also, I think unless they just think McGovern's better than Peters, which is weird, which would be a weird move, but you never know, man. I don't know what's going on there.
Broadus talked about that today, and he brought that up, and the guard carousel, and they were talking about the same thing. Is Peters just not ready? Is he still ramping up? But honest, you know what? They just think that the Cowboys think McGovern is better than Peters at this point, and especially I guess with whatever types of runs they're trying to do, right? Because Peters is an older guy, he's 40 years old, and they think maybe he's not. He might be okay with like bull rushing defensive tackles. Yeah. But like if you got to run him out, you got to pull him, or you need him to hit the defensive tackle and jump to the second level and take on the linebacker. That's kind of a struggle for him. Yeah. Right. He's not as agile as he was. Mm-hmm. You know, he's an older dude, man.
He's an older dude. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. You know, he was on the street.
We all can relate
for a reason.
For real, man. I feel it in my knees every day, dog. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, that's.
Go ahead. He did say that he doesn't remember the Cowboys ever having this type of carousel on the offensive line. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out in the coming week.
But you tweeted the other day, Mario, that is it just ramping him up, or do they really just want him 100% for this little 2-game stretch for the Rams and Eagles? Because I know it's early in the season, but this is a very fucking crucial 2-game stretch, I feel. I know we're 3-1. I know the East isn't going to be what that isn't going to be out of our reach, but it's 2 very important games. Two very important games against 2 contenders that we are probably going to see later on in the playoffs. I mean, we could.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter either the way people are looking at it. I know there's a lot of people who are like the Rams, they're getting this, they're not doing what they were supposed to do. Look, the Rams to me are 2-2 Pro Bowl contenders still. They are still the reigning champions, man. They still got Sean McVay out there calling plays. They still got a defense that's pretty fucking good, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think this is definitely going to be a test, and we've seen what the Eagles are doing, man. I guess we'll get to that in after this game, but yeah, man, these next two games are crucial. They're really crucial. If we can squeeze a 1-1 or even win both of them, man, and then get Rain Dakota back, baby, it's on and popping, dog. And all we need is Rush to continue to drive the bus, limit your mistakes, and dude, they dropped 2 interceptions. Washington dropped 2 interceptions on that man, dog. So, you know what I mean? So it could have went another way with it, man. But we need limited mistakes by him, dog, and we need that to carry over to this next game, and let's go from there, and let's let this defense eat, man. Continue to eat.
And that's a nice segue, Adam, into my key moments of the game.
Yes.
From the Commanders game, because you're talking about Cooper Rush and the decisions that he's making. What people need to realize, this is not just Cooper Rush. You know, he's been in the system for a few years, but we have really seen an improvement in the play calling from Kellen Moore. And I was very impressed with what I saw in the second quarter when he hit Cooper Rush hit CeeDee Lamb on 3 straight plays. On that field goal drive to put us up 6-0. Yes. And I tweeted this out. If you go watch the tape, that was a scheme.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People, listen. Kellen Moore actually schemed CeeDee Lamb open.
He did.
On these plays.
He did.
He went in motion and he got him matched up on a linebacker on Jamin Davis from the Commanders, and 3 straight plays went for 56 yards down the field. So this is something that I believe was very, very important moving forward, in the season and into the Rams game, because that play calling is going to have to stay consistent and efficient like that when you're going up against these higher tier teams. You know, I don't want to fuel the fire of everybody saying, well, it was just the Giants and the Commanders, you're supposed to beat them, whatever. Guys, these are NFL teams, all right? That's right. But let's be realistic. There are some teams that are not very good. So when you go up against these better teams, you got to be on your A game.
That's right.
And Kellen Moore's killing it right now. That you can't deny it. Of course, we have some trouble with the run game versus the Commanders. But I think that can get cleaned up. And but the most important part is the consistent play calling. Yeah. So it was exciting to see CeeDee Lamb, break open for almost 100 yards. He had 6 for 97 and a touchdown. But it is promising going into this Rams game for the offense to be taking a step forward in that way.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, because and just to top it off on that, Mario, man, they're changing their game, man. I know we talked about this before, man. This 3-game winning streak has showed a lot, man. It showed a lot, and it showed a lot of Kellen, and it showed a lot of Mike McCarthy, man. And I got to give the kudos where the kudos deserves to be done it, man. And you know, I seen a quote from Mike McCarthy, man, last week when they asked him about the run game and how he felt about it. He said, "Look, we got Zeke and Tony Pollard. You know what I mean? Of course we're going to run this game. We're going to try to open this thing up, man." And you know, hopefully they continue to do it, man, because it's like I said, man. Hopefully this guard carousel they shore it up for this week, man, because man, I kind of want to see what happens there. But yeah, dude, I agree, man. The play calling is definitely, I'm not gonna say just crazy, you know, motions, you know, motioning out, man. But Cooper is slowing down the game. The guys are in the right spots, man, and I like what I'm seeing, though, definitely.
For sure. And
another thing I liked, 4 penalties for 20 yards. Like, when's the last time we've seen this team commit 4 penalties?
Yeah.
Week 1 we had 10. Since then, in the 3-game winning streak, we've had 17 total, which is more along the lines of like the NFL average. You know, let's not get 10, 11, 9, 12.
Not lead league leading. Yeah, man.
Dude, for real.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, so.
And Adam, you were touching on you know, how excited you were to see Gallup back, and so was I, and I think most of Cowboys Nation was, because another one of my key moments was that 38-yard pass interference that he drew on William Jackson that put the Cowboys in range for another score to put the game out of reach. Yeah. So carrying that over into the LA game will also be very important, because we know that we have been lacking our field stretcher.
Yep.
You know, our vertical threat.
Absolutely.
That's what he is. He can make plays underneath. He's got, you know, he's the toe tap champion on the sideline.
Hell yeah. You know, he's like my boy, you know, that boy in the memes that be dancing. You know what I'm talking about? that little that's him.
That's him on the sideline. So he is our vertical threat, and the Rams are gonna have to respect that.
Have to.
And with that respect of the vertical threat, that opens up the underneath, which is where Cooper Rush has been excelling in hitting those crossing routes, those slants, those digs. He's so that for our offense to carry over into the Rams and be successful, it really is a good thing for Gallup to be back.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love that moment too, man. That was that key, that touchdown, man. When he came across the back over there, man. He was just like, I saw CD there. You saw that the video, the I guess it was Sounds of the Sideline, man. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, I just grabbed that thing, man. It's CD too, man. He didn't know where that ball was going. He threw his hand up, was like, what? And then, you know, Gallup came down with, man. That was exciting, man. That was that kind of warmed my heart up, man. Yeah, I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, and before we get off the Commanders, can we start a national petition? Terry McLaurin cannot be called Scary Terry ever fucking again. That nickname needs to be dropped.
Yes.
From just everyone's vocabulary.
Yep. He is
terrible. Scary where? Where the fuck you scared, dog?
Yeah.
2 catches, 15 yards. I think the last 3 games against the Cowboys, he's had 5 catches for like 55 yards. Like something real fucking pedestrian like that.
Yeah.
Scary where, dog? Like, no.
Yeah, Diggs is his daddy, bro. Like Diggs is really that dude right now, bro. Like that dude is playing on a whole nother level, and that's another thing that I think needs to carry over. And we'll get to this in a minute in matchups. I don't know. You know me. I'm the big don't travel nobody. You know what I'm saying? I think that misses up the continuity in the backfield. You know what I mean? That puts guys in different positions when you got a guy that's playing the right side, moving in the slot, moving out to the left. And I think it'll kind of confuse people. But man, Diggs right now is locked down. That boy is man, he's locked down. He's shutting shit down, man. Scary Terry can't do nothing against him, man. Or Teddy. We're gonna call him Teddy. Teddy McLaurin.
Teddy.
There you go.
That boy Teddy, dog. You
Like
know
my grandpa would say.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. But yeah, dude, like I ate. Shout out to who was it, man? I forgot who the dude was, but anyhow, man, I saw a tweet that said, "What's better than a pick, man? Throwing that shit and slapping that shit into the fifth row, man. Hell yeah,
get out of here."
Yeah, he was having fun out there, man. He was having fun out there. But yeah, that's another thing that I hope travels, which I think it will, man. Travels to Sunday afternoon.
Before we move on to the Rams, I do have one more little bonus key moment.
Okay.
And it came from the defense. So there was a play. Commanders had like a 3rd and long. Dallas was playing. Everybody's like 10 yards off the ball. And they run like a little bubble screen to the left of Jahan Dotson. And he's got open field.
Yeah.
And here comes Dono, man, like a missile, and tackles him in the open field for like a 2-yard gain.
Yeah.
So the reason I think that's important moving forward into the Rams is because the Rams run a lot of bubble screens.
They do.
A lot of little quick passes.
Yep.
And our safeties are going to have to be on top of that. They're going to have to be able to shed blocks and get to the ball carrier. I was checking out Cooper Kupp's route tree from this last week against the 49ers, and he caught 5 passes behind the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
And only 2 of them over 10 yards. He had 14 catches in the game. For those who haven't seen the stat line, he had 14 catches.
Yeah, he's a target monster.
Target monster. But what the 49ers did very well, and the reason they came out with the win, is despite those 14 catches for 122 yards, only 2 of them were for more than 10.
Yeah.
And 5 of those were behind the line of scrimmage, and all the rest were between 5 and 10 yards. So
absolutely.
What's going to be very, very important is what we saw from Donovan Wilson against the Commanders, is being able to break down in the open field and take down the ball carrier immediately after the catch.
And to piggyback on Mario real quick, man, that short game, that short passing game, them screens is just an extension of their run game. That'll, you hear that the Rams don't run the ball well, but that's basically what they're doing there, man. For 3 or 4 pick up 4 games, 3 games here, 5 games here. They don't. That's how they're moving that stuff down the field, man. So it's an extension of what they're supposed to be doing in the run game, except for it's like you said, bubble screens, which they're or any kind of screen, which they're really, really great at, and them short passes, man, like that. But yeah, dude, since we're
Donald, 3 straight games where he was our leading tackler. 3 straight games.
Yes, dude. Yeah, absolutely. And that boy Jaron Curse. Well, before we move on, let's just do this since we're talking about Donald Wilson, man. What are we doing here, fellas? Because Donald Wilson is playing lights out right now. We haven't seen Curse since week 1 when he got hurt. He's coming back in the lineup. Do you miss with that kind of continuity back there? Because it's going to be Dono and Hooker, or it's going to be Curse and Hooker. It can't be all 3, man. I mean, at least I wouldn't think so, unless they take Anthony Barr out the equation and let J-Ron run, run as far as well, not their base, but a nickel, right? Big nickel. So we'll see. But what would you guys do?
So the thing about that is that our you could call it our base defense is the big nickel.
Yeah,
right?
True.
So if you go back to the starting lineup for the Buccaneers, we started 3 safeties. It was Curse, Dono, and Malik Cook.
Yeah.
And Malik Cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
So moving forward, I think they can still do that. And you can still utilize Dono in the role that he's been playing, a little closer down to the line of scrimmage, let him come in and rush the passer on some downs. I think he has at least 1 sack this season for sure.
Yeah.
He's got tackles for loss, running backs in the backfield, running towards the outside. So he's really well utilized around the line of scrimmage. And with Jaron Curse, he is our tight end eliminator, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what we've been missing from the defense in these games that he's been out. So I can see the Cowboys starting 3 safeties.
Yeah.
You still got Hooker playing that single high back there.
Yep.
You got Dono basically as the 3rd linebacker down in front of the line of scrimmage, and then you got Curse matching up with Tyler Higbee.
Yeah.
Or helping bracket Cup in the slot. So
absolutely.
I don't know that Hurst coming back is going to affect Donald too much. I think he's still going to get a lot of runs.
I'd rather have that third safety out there because nothing about the Rams offense is power. Like their power, nothing. They like to spread you out. They like to use the whole field, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like to spread you out.
Yeah. I got
They
that.
use the whole field. So
yes. Yeah.
I love Bart. I really do. I like everything he's done so far. But I want athletes out there. I want the versatility of having three safeties, three top-notch safeties.
Absolutely.
If Curse is healthy enough to play.
Yeah.
I want because the Rams, y'all said a minute ago, I thought they were better than this. They're not. I looked it up. They're the third worst rushing team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The third worst.
Yeah.
They have the potential to break out with Akers and Henderson, but so far through 4 weeks, they're the third worst rushing team. So they are a team that likes to spread it out, pass the ball. So I think we definitely need, if like I said, if Kurtz is healthy, I'd rather go with the three safety look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of Barr or whatever.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, Barr's a side to side downhill kind of linebacker, man. He's not a coverage guy whatsoever, man. So yeah, man, I'm with you, man. I'm looking at the three-headed monster out there, man. But yeah, since we're already jumped into it, man, let's get to matchups, dog. You know what I'm saying? Week 5, right? We travel to LA to live and die in LA. You know what I'm saying?
It's the place to be.
Yeah, man. So it's always fun. Cowboys fans definitely travel in LA. Obviously, I think all of Oxnard, California are Cowboys fans. You know what I'm saying? They're going to pack it up. This is going to be almost like a home game. It should be 50-50, man.
There's going to be a ton of Boyz fans there.
That's right. And to quote CeeDee Lamb earlier this afternoon, he said, man, I love playing in LA. There's always love there. Always that blue and silver, man, or the silver and blue. So yeah, man, let's talk matchups, Dreezy.
Well, it may sound like a broken record, but for the third week in a row, I want to see our defensive line, our pass rush against their offensive line. Because, again, I think we're going against an offensive line that has a lot of moving pieces.
Yes.
They're not at their best right now, you know. And with our pass rush, the way it's been playing, there's no reason why we can't get after Stafford, like I said earlier. And Stafford, he's either going to get sacked or he's going to throw up them picks that we've all seen him do.
Yeah,
for the last 10 years. Like this is who he is. He does not protect the ball. So Tank, Dorrance, Micah, Dono, like all these guys are just going to put so much pressure.
Baby.
Fowler, Mario's favorite. So all these guys are going to put pressure. And like I said, man, Kupp is a threat. I don't care what anyone says. Kupp is a target monster, by far leading the league in targets and catches.
Yes.
But we got Diggs. Like, I have all the faith in our secondary to take care of Kupp.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson right now, he's a non-factor. Higbee is their second leading receiver.
Yeah.
So their offense right now is predicated on Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And I'll backdoor you real quick. I'll backdoor you, man, because for me, you know, Cooper Kupp, he's gonna get his, dog. He's gonna get his. There's no way that he's not. They're gonna scheme him open. They're gonna do everything he need that Sean needs to do to scheme him open. He's gonna do, man. So he's gonna eat. I don't think Diggs will travel. If he happens to go to Diggs' side, I think Diggs will be able to shut the guy down. But all that means, guys, all that fucking means is Stafford is dropping back, which is something favorable for this Dallas pass rush, man. That's what you want to see. You know what I mean? So I don't want to see a guy like Henderson running the ball down our throats, or a guy like
Akers.
Is Akers still there? I mean, I know he's still there, but is he hurt? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see. I don't even want to.
I don't know what's up with him. There's something there.
Yeah,
there's something there.
I don't want to see any of that, man. If it's me, just like you said, Dreezy, I want to see Stafford dropping back, because guess what? That plays straight into our hands.
Because real quick, going back to the Commanders, somehow, some way, they ran for 142 on us. 142 yards. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Facts. And I'll bring it, and I'll say this too, because I know Mario had brought it up earlier with something he didn't want. You say I think you said you didn't want it to travel, which was the defensive rush game. You know what I mean? Man, let's be honest here, dude. And this is just my opinion, man. I think this defense, first and foremost, is pass rush. We're using, and other teams are gonna, and I think they want to live and die behind that. I think they're like, hey, you know what? We'll give you some runs. Well, you know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna pass the ball on us. You're gonna have to really try to do that while we're coming to sack the quarterback or whatnot, man. But I think that there's something there. It's one of those, you got to, there's something that has to give, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think, and I mean, and it's just like, if you look at another defense, which I hate to do this, like the Eagles, right? I hate to compare against them even. You're not running the ball on the motherfuckers, but you can definitely throw on them. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely pass the ball on that fucking defense. So I think it's kind of the same for us. You can definitely run the ball on us, but I don't think you can throw the ball because you don't have enough time, man, because our pass rush is just that fucking nasty, in my opinion, man. You know what I'm saying? So hell yeah.
So with the Rams, you're saying, what's going on with Cam Akers? Something there. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anything wrong with Cam Akers. I think it's that Sean McVay does not trust his offensive line. He doesn't trust them at all. They got a lot of shuffling pieces, like Dreezy mentioned earlier. Yeah. And he knows they can't run the ball. So you said it earlier, Adam, they use all these short passes and screens as an extension of the running game. Yeah. And honestly, which is good coaching, because if you know that you're not going to be able to pound the rock, why try? Mm-hmm. Just don't even try. And they got playmakers on the outside with Cup, and they like to run him on a lot of bubble screens, and so it's going to be interesting versus the Cowboys defense, because McVay himself said that he knows that the Cowboys' strength is the pass rush. Yeah. So if he's recognizing that, anybody out there who thinks that they're just going to drop back Matthew Stafford on 7-step drops 35 times in the game, no, I don't know what to tell you. You don't know football. Yeah. They're going to continue with their short passing game. Mm-hmm. They might even try to rush a little bit more, because the Cowboys have been giving up some big runs, especially on the right side of that defense. Yeah. But if anybody who was paying attention last week against the Commanders, we gave up 103 yards rushing in the first half, and like over 80 yards of that was on the right side of the defense. Yeah. First thing that Dan Quinn did, first play of the third quarter, was put Micah over on the right side. Facts, dog. And he shut that shit down. 3 yards off. Yes. So, yep. So they made in-game adjustments that I fully expect to see for this upcoming game as well against the Rams. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, let me jump to the other side, man. One of the matchups that I want to see, or I really don't want to see, to be honest, here is Donald versus Biotish and McGovern. They're in the middle, because that's something McVay and I keep forgetting the defensive coordinator's name. That's something they harp on, man. They're gonna go to the soft spot on this team, on this line, and they're gonna let Donald work, man. I don't think we're gonna see him too much on the ends, but I do think he's gonna be a force in the middle there with Biotish and McGovern, if they happen to start that way, man. But that, to me, I think that's why we should have Peters in there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's seen Donald a few times in his whole career, man. So he knows what to expect there, man. And another one is Floyd against Steele, man. Floyd, he's quick, he's long, man. He's kind of he reminds me of Randy Gregory. You know what I'm saying? He has some bend. But I think Steele can take him, man. But that being said, their pass rush is dead last, man. In the league, as far as win rate is concerned, man, which is super wild, because they blitz heavy. And like Dreezy mentioned earlier, they're third worst, right? But as far as win rate percentage goes, they're dead last. They're 32, man. That means they're not beating anybody. Which is weird, because they have Aaron Donald. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I have faith in this young O-line, man. I don't know what they're going to do as far as guard is concerned. Like I said, that's something, that guard carousel is something I don't want to carry over this week, man. I hope they go with something and stick with it, whoever it is, whether it's McGovern or, well, I guess I can't say, stick with it, because McGovern's getting his ass fucking handed to him. Put Jason Peters in, of course, but that's why I'm going with it, man. But absolutely, we're
going to see both. Yeah. I just hope we see more of Peters. Mm-hmm. but we're going to definitely see both because I don't think right now either McGovern or Peters can. I don't want to say they can't play a whole game, but I don't think we want just one guy to play the whole game because McGovern can be good in spurts. He doesn't get blown the fuck up.
That's right.
And Peters, I'm more confident in him, but like we said, he's older. His conditioning still may be a question, so we're gonna definitely see both.
Well, also I don't know about you guys, but I was very surprised to see McGovern playing. That
is very true.
Ankle sprain.
That is very true.
I didn't even think he was going to be active for the game, and then, I come home and turn on the TV and kick off, and Cowboys come out on offense, and McGovern starting left guard. I'm like, whoa! Oh, I thought he was still hurt.
Yeah. I was expecting Peters, Don. I was expecting Peters to be out there, man. So at least Forniak is kind of the fullback now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's definitely that's something I mean, I don't know, man. That's gonna be wild for sure. But another matchup, I guess, we discussed this earlier, was so are you traveling? So I mean, we mentioned it. So are we going or I hate to say traveling because I don't think Trayvon's ever traveled, but do you kind of let Trayvon handle Allen Robinson and let's bracket Cooper Kupp, or what are we doing there, man?
I think that's a good idea. As far as Trayvon traveling, maybe he's traveled to the other side of the field, but Cooper Kupp lines up in the slot a lot.
Yes.
And Cowboys don't really put Trayvon to defend in the slot. So I think it would be a good idea if he just locked up Allen Robinson and would kind of play it like the way the 49ers played Cooper Kupp with, got a guy manned up on him, but you also have help coming down, from the safety position, or you use a linebacker to kind of get into that passing lane because the Rams run a lot of option routes. And Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp have breakfast every day.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
they're close, man. They're in each other's head, right? So they run a lot of option routes, and they're very successful with that.
They could be doing that.
They could be doing that, dude.
They could be.
You ever got your shit pushed in? You know what I'm talking about? Training day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, man. I mean, absolutely, Mario. Real quick, man. Bland's got to cover him if he goes into the slot, man. Because, like we said, Jordan Lewis. We don't know if he might be a game time decision, man. So, baptism by fire, man. Woo! I don't know, dog. I don't know, but if he has help, man, and they help Bland bracket him, man, I think it'll be good, man.
Well, the thing about Kupp, he's not going to ever physically overpower you. He's not going to run by you. He's not a blazing speed type of dude. He's not going to outmuscle you. We touched on this last season. What gives Anthony Brown more trouble? An athletic freak or a guy that's super shifty in and out of his moves? That's exactly what Cooper Kupp does. Yes. Like, he is one of the shiftiest, most crisp route runners there is in this league.
Yes, absolutely.
So can Brown cover that? That is the question.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you listen to, I listened to Hanging with the Boys today, and Jesse Hawley mentioned that, and he's like, guys, this is not a racist thing, but you know how you think that white men can't jump? Cooper Kupp can jump. Like you think he's not this shifty guy who's gonna put the moves on you. You think he's just some little white boy coming out, doesn't have any shiftiness to him, and he does, and that's where he does his damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. He's a great route runner, man. So like I said, you can only contain the guy, man. He's definitely going to get his, man. And like I said earlier, we already know that McVay and them boys, man, they're going to scheme him open every time, no matter what. You know what I mean? You're like, how the hell did this guy, what is he doing sitting there in soft zone coverage right there, just open as hell. But one of the main things too is you can't allow him to get yards after the catch either, man. So like you said, tackling is going to be a big thing here in this game, man. Is when he gets the ball, all hands on deck, man. Hit this man, please.
Well, you know what's surprising? I looked this up. He leads the league in targets with 54. He leads the league in catches with 42. He only has 9.6 yards a catch.
Yeah.
When you compare him to the other elite receivers, Tyreek, Devontae, Mike Evans, he is
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb. But he's way down there as far as yards per catch.
Yeah.
I know some people don't give a damn about that stat. Some do. But I think it's telling, and it shows the type of passes he's catching when all these other elite receivers are at 13, 14, 15 yards a catch.
Absolutely.
He's at 9.6. Higbee's at 9.4.
Yeah.
So that shows you how short their passing game really is. Like, they're not a vertical team. No, I mean, I guess OBJ really was that dude that would stretch the field for them.
He is that dude, and I think too they're trying to get the ball out of Stafford's hand, as we mentioned earlier, man, as quick as possible. You cannot allow him to sit back there. That offensive line is trash, like we just said. I mean, you got what is it, Noteboom? Joe Noteboom. I mean, dude, you can see. I mean, Micah, you said Micah over there, man. He's gonna give him fits. The Fowler's gonna give him fits. Dorance is gonna give him fits, man. So Noteboom, Noteboom he's got his hands full this Sunday. I mean, hands full this Sunday, man. Also, right tackle Havenstein, dude, Rob Havenstein, man. So our pass rush is gonna get there, man. Those guys are gonna get there. The middle of their line is David Edwards and center Brian Allen, man, and right guard Coleman Shelton. So yeah, these guys right here, man, like we said, man, they're not this elite pass rush, man. I mean, you got what's the guy we were trying to get in the off season? Whitworth. Whitworth.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised if they're calling him right now. Yeah, hey, bro, you got one game in. You got one more game in you.
Yeah,
just one game, bro. Yeah. You got one game in you.
That guy was the leader of this old line, man, and I'm sure I don't follow the Rams like that, so don't kill me, Cowboys Nation. But I mean, Whitworth left, and I'm pretty sure a couple other guys left as well. So he
was definitely that dude. He was that dude.
They did call Whitworth. He's gonna be like, oh, who's lining up across from me? Micah? Nah. No thanks.
I don't want it. Yeah.
I ain't going back.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But for you number nerds out there, I'm just gonna throw these out. So the Rams, man, for all the talent and all the highlights and hoopla, right now through 4 weeks, they're the 5th worst offense in the league at 294 yards per game. Like I said earlier, they got the 3rd worst rush game, I should say, and they're only passing for 225 yards.
Yeah.
225 yards. Now, for reference, right now with Cooper Rush, we're throwing for 208. So they're a badass Hall of Fame Super Bowl quarterback, 225. Cooper Rush, 208. Scoring is a wash. They're scoring 17.5, we're at 17.8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now we're scoring the same, we're passing the same. The only thing we got on them right now is that we have a better run game than they do.
Yes. But I think too. Yeah, I think that's fire, man. Fire notes right there, bro. And I think that's where it hinges too, man. I think we need to see some draws. We need to see some we need to see some runs off each side of the tackles, man. We need to see some guys pulling. You know what I mean? I mean, we need to really get this run game going, man, because you've heard y'all heard Bobby Wagner, dude, earlier, man. So they're keying in on Cooper Rush. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, but still, I'm just saying they know, like we know, he's not. Hey, Cooper Rush is not Dak Prescott, man. So they're keying in on Cooper Rush. They know that they can feast on him and get him to get, all crazy back there and get them happy feet, man, if they start putting that pass rush on them, man. And that's one thing I don't want to see. So, yeah, I think this run game definitely needs to get going.
Bobby, you could have been here, but you chose otherwise.
Exactly. And
right? And Von Miller. No, Von Miller's with the Bills, my bad.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner's biggest hit of the season was a hit on that streaking fan. That
is true.
Yeah, man. Let's face it, man. These guys aren't the top team that won the Super Bowl last year. And I said this earlier. I'll still say they're a 2-2 contender till they show otherwise, man. You never know. Good teams will kind of kind of hit this plateau early and then all of a sudden ramp up, and next thing you know, it's they could be 13-2 before it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but like I said, they're a 2-2 contender, fellas. And like I said, they're still the reigning champs until they get dethroned. But with that being said, man, guys already know we've been on here for an hour, so let's get predictions. Let's get our wild predictions.
Hold on, let me ask you one quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
We saw Chase. You could say cook Ramsey in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We saw what Diggs did week 1 to Ramsey, and we saw what Debo did last week to Ramsey.
Yeah.
Now they're all different receivers in their own little way. What can we expect from CeeDee Lamb if and when he's lined up against Ramsey?
Well, if Kellen Moore continues on this trajectory, he'll be smart enough to scheme ways to get him open and not just line him up out there on an island with Ramsey and hope that he beats him one-on-one.
One-on-one, yep.
So I think CD is going to continue to move around the formation a lot. There's the conundrum for the Rams, right? Because we got CD, but we also have a 1B and Michael Gallup.
That's right.
So
and we've seen Gallup cook Jalen Ramsey a few times, bro, in the past.
I know nobody. It's 2 years ago, whatever. When we lost that first game in SoFi, man. That was not OPI on Michael Gallup, man.
No, that still hurt. That loss still hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Man, that was acting. Jalen Ramsey's a badass actor. That's all I can say. He was getting cooked too, man. So
he's got a future in Hollywood.
Yeah, facts.
I don't. If Kellen Moore does what I expect him to do, he's not just gonna line up there on Jalen Ramsey. He's gonna match him up on the other side of the field. He's gonna put him in motion. He's gonna put him in the slot.
Yep.
So I don't know how much effect Ramsey is actually going to have on CD's production this Sunday.
Absolutely, man. I think I'm on the same lines as Mario, man. I think you move CD around, you try to find the mismatches. I think I hope Kellen doesn't overthink it, man. And if he is overthinking it, I hope Mike gets in there and hey, man, let's not overthink this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? These guys are let's reel it back and let's let this guy eat underneath, man. Because you know what I mean. Like I said, Jalen Ramsey is. I mean, he's top tier, man, but he can be had. So hell yeah. So, but like I said earlier, man, I already know what time it is, man. It's prediction time, baby. It's prediction time. So give me your wild prediction, who wins, and a score. Mario?
Well, for my wild prediction, something similar to what I had last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Michael Parsons finally gets an interception.
Everybody's hoping for that moment. Yeah,
man, we've been waiting for this, all last season.
Yeah,
he's a wrecking ball out there on defense, and basically that's the only stat line in the whole stat sheet that he has not filled in. So hopefully he gets that one interception. I think it's going to come off of Tank's going to come in and force a tip ball or something like that. And Mike is going to get his first interception in his career.
Yeah.
As far as my prediction goes, so anybody out there who follows me on Twitter, you can go to my pinned tweet, and it is the Cowboys schedule and my prediction for the 2022 season, right? Game by game.
Yeah.
So I've gotten there in an unorthodox way.
Yeah.
But I've gotten all the games right so far.
Okay. Let's go.
3-1. I had us losing to the Bucs week 1, and then I had us winning 3 in a row. So I actually have Dallas chalked up for a loss this week.
Okay.
SoFi Stadium, tough place to play. The Rams are a step up in competition from what we've seen the past 2 weeks. I know we played the Bengals. If anything, they had some really bad issues on that offensive line.
Yeah.
So I actually have Dallas losing this game. It's going to be very close, like 16-13, something like that.
Ooh.
But it's going to be a blessing in disguise because it's going to finally stop these people from saying that Cooper Rush.
I was thinking the same thing, man.
Golly, man.
Yeah.
When I was only scored 13 points, and people are going to finally see like, oh, okay, we need Dak back. running this offense.
Yeah, when I was thinking of this, man, I was thinking like, okay, what's my wild prediction for this week? What's the score gonna be? Who's gonna win? And I was going back and forth. I was like, man, I just had this weird feeling in my gut. I'm like, man, Cooper Rush is probably going to throw like 3 picks, something crazy like that, where this offense is going to be inept. And I was just like, man, like it in my gut, it kept saying that, man. But I don't know, man. When we got here today, I was thinking, I was like, I had to change my tune, because this defense to me is what's winning. Is what's winning, man. You know what I mean? What's how we won these last 3 games, and I just think it's going to be way too much. So my wild prediction is we get 2 pick sixes. You know what I'm saying? One from let's say one from Diggs, of course. You know what I'm saying? A pick 6 from Diggs, and maybe a pick 6 from Brown. We've seen it before. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to help this offense, and I think we win. I think we win maybe 20. I want to say 24, 17. I think we continue to hold this vaunted offense to under 20 points, man. So yeah, I think we win 24-17.
I like both of those predictions. And in a league where everyone throws for 400 yards and 40 burgers everywhere, I think this is going to be a tough defensive battle.
Yes.
I agree with a lot of what Mario said, and it is tempting.
Yes.
To kind of say the Cowboys might, lose, because this is the best defense Rush is going to play so far. But like you said, Elan, this defense is just so fucking dominating.
Yes.
There's no way I can't picture them not getting after Stafford and forcing them into mistakes.
Yeah.
So I got the Cowboys winning 23-17. And for my prediction, I'm going to say Noah Brown. I don't want to say he gets 100 yards receiving, but he's going to have a damn good game.
Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
People are going to be
Brown.
like, okay, Noah fucking Brown.
Oh, man. All right.
But no, it's going to be a tough defensive battle, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tough defensive battle.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, man. I think, I don't know, man. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited, man. I think this is going to bring a lot of, like Mario said, I do think it's going to bring a lot of people back down to earth with the Cooper Rush shit. But I do think this defense is going to go out and win us another game. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? The team who makes the less mistakes, I guess, man, at the end of the day, that's really what we can all say, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we're sitting here at 4-1. And as we saw earlier, Dak was gripping the ball. I don't know what kind of pressure it was, but we saw him on bands or on bands with the ball in his hand, in his right throwing hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the kind of force he had on it or whatnot, but he had it in his hand. So hopefully we can go 4-1, and next week, man, beat the fucking Eagles, man. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man,
a month ago, we would have never predicted we could have been here 4-1, dog.
Nope.
None of us. Not one single fucking person.
Not me. Hey, not me, but look at us now. Look at us.
Hey,
look at us. Who would have thought?
Look at us.
Yep. Who would have thought?
Look at us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you have it, everybody, man. Another episode of Talking Boys with the Boys, man. You already know how it goes. You know where to find me. All the social medias will be down in the description, man. I'm Adam Y or Hop DeVille on Twitter, man. And as always, like I say, man, fuck the Eagles. That's how it goes.
Oh, geez.
Go ahead, Drees.
You can find me at DaBoyz Dreezy on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Come at me with all your football, your wrestling, your movies, your music, all that.
Yeah,
I like it all.
Hell yeah.
It's your boy Mario. You can find me on Twitter. Right.
That's right.
At Mario Powers
Up, baby. That's it.
Don't forget to go to Facebook and like our Facebook page, Talking Boys with the Boys. Don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe.
Yep.
To our channel, Talking Boys with the Boys. Go to Instagram, Talking Boys with the Boys. Go to TikTok, Talking
Boys with the Boys, baby.
We're all over the place, baby.
All over the place. And y'all already know how it goes, man. Thank you for rocking with Talking Boys with the Boys. And if you ain't fucking with Talking Boys with the Boys, then you ain't part of the cartel, baby.